Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Tucson. Get your up. And let's have some fun on today. It's a new day, and God has been good to you, and you got 3 good reasons why to be happy this morning. Number 1, God woke you up this morning. Number 2, God woke you up this morning. And number 3, guess what? God woke you up this morning. So let's go. Let's get ready. Let's have a great show on today. Get your Fruit Loops, Cracker Jacks. Get your what was those?
Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Yeah, Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. Come on, Corn Flakes, Frosted Flakes. And for those that need fiber, go get that Raisin Bran.
Man.
Get what you need. Get what you need. Get your coffee. Get your hot chocolate. It's going down. It's the Fresh Start Show. So let's go. Let's go. Get up and let's go. Let's talk about it on today. We know we're happy for a brand new day. Tom, our co-host, is in the building on this morning.
Whoop.
And so we're getting ready to have a great episode on today. So tune in. And let's go. Listen, it's right here in a few weeks. The Empowerment Clinic, Fresh Start Empowerment Clinic.
Yeah.
I don't got the flyer in front of me, but Tom, give us our details.
Man, 1940 East Silver Lake Road, Goodwill of Southern Arizona, and Lance Meeks is partnering with us out there at Goodwill from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., March 23rd. It's a Saturday. We're going to have judges out there. We're going to have attorneys out there, county attorney, public defenders, law students from the University of Arizona, DKA with clothes and futures. And we're going to have Sports Clips doing haircuts and J17 wildland firefighters and all of that stuff. Employers, housing, Arizona at Work is going to be there with all of their employers. So you need to come out there. You need to get your paperwork together. You need to be prepared so that when you walk in the door, you can hand over some paperwork and they say, oh, God, this is great that you put all this together for us. We can just fill out the application and get you before a judge.
Yes, so it's going down on March 23rd on Saturday for 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are partnering with Goodwill. Let me tell you, Goodwill is doing more than just thrifty clothes. Wow. Goodwill is doing some great impact in our city, and we're so thankful for my friend Lance Meek, community engagement director, that's partnering with Fresh Start to make this happen. So we are totally 100% excited to be partnering with Goodwill and partnering with my guy Lance, opening their doors to us and say, hey, let's do some more smaller events throughout the city. You've asked for it. I've heard you ask for it. You personally asked me to do more, and so we're doing it. So now that we're doing more and offering more, we need you to support. Yeah. It makes no sense to have these events without people being there. We're doing it for you. We're doing it for Tucson. We're doing it for the surrounding areas. Listen, this is our first quarterly Fresh Start Empowerment Clinic, and we got another one coming in June. And in June, we're going to do Warrant Day. We're going to squash warrants. Yeah. What do you think about that, Tom, about us squashing some warrants?
Doesn't that change everybody's life, man? When you get up in the morning and you don't have to, the first thing is worrying about if somebody's located your vehicle or if somebody knows where you're living or if somebody tracked you down, or you have to get a job now where you're going to be on paper. You can't do it because your wages are going to be garnished because you got a warrant. You know, somebody's going to come get you. You're going to be able to quash all of that on that day, and you're going to be able to move forward with your life. We wish we could do it tomorrow, but we can't. But whatever we can do to help people move forward, Dr. Holt his mind never stops formulating what can advance our futures because of what has affected us in the past. And he's working on every area, even working on the child custody area and all of that stuff, and restructuring that so fathers can be back in kids' lives. Bro, we're changing lives, and we heard it last week with those guys saying from Water Walkers. They came in there and had testimony of how Fresh Start has affected their life.
Yes.
Tangibly.
Yes.
Dude, his mom hadn't driven for what, 2 decades?
Yeah, for 20 years.
20 years she hadn't driven.
License.
Wow.
And she was go down to the Fresh Start event.
Went to Fresh Start
and
got
her driver's license reinstated. Isn't that remarkable?
Yeah.
You know, so, and it's amazing because a lot of times people think, oh, they lying.
Yeah.
They just trying to set us up. No. They just want to put us in jail.
Yeah.
They just want to bring us into custody. No, we're trying to tell you Fresh Start have real deliverables.
Yeah.
We have real impact in the city, and we've heard many of them. So that's just one. And then I think with Jaime and the Water Walkers group said a total of their guys getting help from Fresh Start was over $50K.
Yeah.
Of court fees, fines, and tickets.
Yeah. Over 7,000 in the courtroom that I was in. Two dudes, like one was like 47, the other one was like 32 or something.
Wow.
And wiped away. And the reason why, bro, the judge said, is he paying his restitution? They've been keeping up on all their restitution, Judge. Then I'll take it all away. I don't need to set up payments on fines and fees if you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of.
See, this is the stuff that we're talking about. You know, you hear us talk about the events and stuff like that, and maybe we don't talk enough about the deliverables so you can understand how just common people are being impacted. Common people need a little bit of help. You know, we still feel like, I know for a fact, food is too high.
Yeah.
I can't say the word here, but it's too high. Rent is too high.
Wow.
Listen, housing is too high. And if a person got to juggle paying the rent or the mortgage versus paying their restitution of fines, this is how people in our community get caught up because they're trying to keep a roof over their head. They're trying to keep food on the table, but when it comes to having to make that dreadful decision, people are like, well, I got to forego my court fees and fines because I'm trying to put roof on my family's head. I'm trying to put food on the table. And if I got to juggle rather than pay a mortgage or play versus paying a ticket, I'm going to choose my home every time. Well, and I get that. But at the same time, those issues don't go away. No. Just because you don't get a letter don't mean it went away. Just because you don't get a call does not mean it went away. And I remember Jaime talked about that. I think at his first visit, he said, I thought as long as I didn't hear from nobody, it just like poof, it just disappeared. No, it don't work
that bench warrant don't come looking for you, but when it finds you, they take you in.
Right, it got you, right? So this is why this is important, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, all of my people out in the Tucson area. Listen, Fresh Start is real. Yeah. Listen, we have the judges. We have the attorneys. We have Laura Conover's office advocating for recidivism and advocating for restorative. And that's our business. Yeah. Our business is recidivism. Our job is to put a dent in recidivism. It's not just reentry. It's not just restorative justice. We got that big eagle eye focus on recidivism, and all the other things helps us to impact that number. So recidivism simply means, that's a big word for some people don't know what that means. We're trying to keep you out of prison. Yeah. We're trying to keep you from even going back to prison or going back to the county jail as well. Yeah. So listen, we're here. Yeah. We got some great things lined up for you this year. I'm constantly thinking, how do I help more? How do I do more? How do I make the impact more? And so to hear testimonials, like my mom's was driving illegal for 20 years. What were you doing 20 years ago? Let's go back. You know what I mean?
Wow.
20 years ago.
I know what I was doing, bro.
20 years, man. Wow. Taking a risk. Tom, how many Americans that we know, how many Tucsonians that we know that's probably taking a risk like that every day trying to just get to work? Suspended license.
Bro, there's such a high percentage that we don't even know the number. But, you know, you're talking at least, 15% of the people that come out of prison, they're already in arrears.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They're already way behind, bro. Their credit's already shot.
Yeah.
Right? What do I do, man? I got to catch up. I got to hustle. Right? No, man. We've got to be doing something that we afford people time.
Right.
You know, it's like these halfway houses that are starting to offer 30, 60, 90 days for free so you can get on your feet.
Yeah.
Rather than starting out at $1,000, $1,200 a month, and you ain't even got a job, bro.
Right.
And they just cut you a check for $100.
Right. Right.
Here, go be free.
Yeah.
And be a productive member.
Yeah. No.
No.
And I'm telling you, Mayor Romero said, Fresh Start is doing God's work.
Amen.
I take that to heart. I take that to heart. We are doing God's work. We're helping a percentage in a population of our society that people don't care about.
Yeah.
Because they made some bad choices in life. And it was some bad choices, right? And they have brought consequences to members of our community. But public safety is not just hiring 1,000 more police officers to put boots on the ground. Don't get me wrong. I do believe in safe communities. You have to find a balance. Because I know a lot of people may not be a fan of this work because they want just inmates, criminals to just stay locked up, never come back to society. And I get that to a degree. But public safety is not just hiring 1,000 police officers on the street to just arrest people. Public safety is also on that back end, saying that what do we do about recidivism? What do we do about making sure that person that was addicted to meth, because of their trauma, they're self-medicating because they never got mental health support. So they're self-medicating. And when they went through a withdrawal, they was just out of their freaking mind and decided, I'm going to break into somebody's house and steal something and pawn it so I can get some cash to support my addiction. This stuff happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're criminalized. Next thing you know, you standing in front of a judge in a courthouse, and now you got to do some prison time because we really never dealt with your root causes, which is a lot of early childhood trauma as well.
Yeah, that's right. We talk about it all the time, bro.
Yeah.
And I tell you all the time, all of the men that I've met over the years, and myself in particular, 20, 30, 40-year-old man throwing a tantrum like he's a little child. What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy is he had a trauma at the age of what that tantrum looks like.
That's right.
And he never dealt with it.
Never dealt with it.
You know, and as long as he never deals with it, anything we do is just spinning our wheels, bro. Because until we go back and deal with it, it's like, man, he's got an addiction problem. He's heroin, he's fentanyl, he's this. He's not, bro. He's got a symptom of an issue that's never been dealt with.
That's right.
When we expose that issue, and I'll tell you, that's why, the Lord said, speak. Yeah. I talk about molestation. I talk about abuse. I talk about physical abuse, verbal abuse, the child molestation, all of those things, bro. Why? Because every time I talk about it, somebody in earshot is going to get the courage to stand up and say it themselves.
Yeah.
And they're going to get the help because they're going to find out that there's other people that this happened to. And I'm here to tell you, everybody, all those years in prison, I mean, when I went to prison, my number's 52,000, bro. Okay, right now they're on 490,000 in this prison system. And the recidivism rate being at like 60 to 70%, that's more like a number of 580,000 people that have been in and out of prison since I went in prison.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable, bro. Over 500,000 people in the state of Arizona, and over 200,000 of them don't have voting rights.
Right. Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
Because we're told that if you commit a crime, then you get sentenced to prison and your debt is paid. That is the biggest lie that anybody ever told from the pit of hell, bro.
Right. That's right.
That is just
they
so
give you
untrue.
a life sentence.
Any place you go, they're going to tell you no when they see where you came from.
Yeah, a felony conviction sticks with you longer than probation, parole, a teller on the leg, all of that. At some point, many different programs come to an end.
Yeah.
But many people, if they don't get the interventions, they go to the grave with that felony tag.
Yeah.
That's very, very unfair. And you are given life sentence. And then you are also disenfranchising them from improving their lives, because if they don't improve their lives, that impacts the recidivism rate. You lose hope, right? You get into that dark place and you say the heck with it, and next thing you know, you find yourself back into prison.
Yeah.
After a while, you're getting older.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we've seen people also become institutionalized to the point that they've spent more time in prison, that they have more of a prison mindset than they would ever will of having a civilian mindset.
Yeah.
And you see people that are like that, right?
Yeah. Well, in perfect example, bro, and it's a little different because the population of people doing life sentences and natural life sentences in the state of Arizona is unbelievable, bro.
Yeah.
And the number and percentage of those people that did not commit a murder, because of the felony murder law, they're doing natural life or life in prison, and they didn't commit a murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Communities AZ, I believe, that has a bill out in order to get those cases reviewed.
Yeah.
So these men, you know, my friend being one of them that I talk about all the time, and he's counseling people in prison, bro, and been there for 27 years now. He didn't commit the murder. The person that did the murder got out like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
The person who planned the murder went for 5 years, and he's still in there.
Yeah.
And that the high percentage of people, life sentences, natural life sentences, we can't just write people off, bro.
Yeah, no, it's real. It's real. And then, you know, and then a lot of times we also see poor people and people of color get the bad end of the stick. They're sitting in prison right now. Because they couldn't afford an attorney,
Right.
Couldn't get legal counsel,
And they got a public defenders that
You got
got
a public
400
defender.
cases.
and then an overly aggressive prosecutor and detective,
Yeah.
and they plead.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
But hey, 20 years versus 3 years
Yeah.
probation, it seemed the short term, it seemed like that's a benefit because you're going to get out, but they're going to tag you with that felony.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's when your life, you didn't do the rest of the 17, but the rest of that rest of your life.
You
being
go
a felony.
in already resenting life,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
These people just dogged me, and I tried. I was trying to get a deal,
Yeah.
you know, and then you're gonna get trained up.
Yeah.
With your attitude, you're gonna get trained up.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you're gonna get out, and when you go before the judge that time, they're gonna lay you down,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you got an attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but we got an attitude, bro. The sentencing structure is just putting people away and throwing away the key.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you do in prison. You can go to school, you can get a college degree, you can do vocational training, behavioral health, all of those things, bro. It doesn't affect your time in the least.
Yeah. And you know, we're talking about people that were inside. We only got a few minutes left, but we want to also share our experience this morning.
Oh my God, bro. I experienced this morning probably in firsthand, and people like me don't get to see this very often, and people in society don't get to see it very often. But one of the worst cases of profiling that I've ever seen, and I don't want to alienate anybody because, you know, we have a work to do and we want to do that work. But we went into the state prison on Friday to do a speaking engagement, and they thought that I was Dr. Holt, and Dr. Holt came in, and I had my wallet, I had my cell phone, he had his wallet, he had his cell phone. We went through the process. We told him, the officer told us, go put our stuff back in the car. When we came back in, they said Dr. Holt couldn't go in. Why couldn't Dr. Holt go in? Because he was trying to bring, the officer in the booth had already called over the radio to say that he was trying to bring in a cell phone and money. And we both had our wallets, we both had our phones, and they thought that I was Dr. Holt because when Dr. Holt went out to put his stuff in the car, the gentleman asked me, is that Tom, which is me? And I said, no, that's Dr. Holt, the foremost expert in trauma that is helping people in prison not have to go back to prison, just got thrown out of prison for trying to come here and offer his help. Bro, I was embarrassed. I was stunned. I wasn't so stunned. And we talked about it afterwards. Not so much has changed. We haven't moved an inch in 100 years. Yeah. You know, it looks different now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the optics are different now.
Yeah. I didn't get the benefit of the doubt because of my black skin.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. They thought you was me because you're white.
Yeah.
Right? They thought you were the doctor.
Yeah.
And because I was black, I had been the former inmate. This is the stuff that we go on. This goes all the time. This just happened on Friday. You know, and so we were talking about, and that racism is real. And we can't shy away from that.
No.
We have to call that type of behavior out. And Tom, let me say, should not have to go into a prison with scrubs, a lab coat, and a stethoscope to prove that I am Dr. Hope.
Right.
Right. I just came in with a hoodie and a cap and had my Nikes on because I felt that wasn't an environment for me to be looking clinical. I just wanted to look common, but it's those things where African Americans feel the plight of what racism does to us. It impacts us, and racial bias. There was a bias coming in and put on the radio that I'm trying to bring money in and I'm trying to do this and do it. Come on,
bro. She did. She at the very least she acknowledged me.
Yeah. She
disregarded you.
Yeah, she did.
And it was like I was approved to go in. And it was like I had to tell Sean, I'm sorry, Sean. And Sean was overwhelmingly sorry for what had transpired. But the captain was adamant we could not come in because it had already gone over the radio. We were trying to bring radios and our cell phones and money
into it. Boy, so it's just amazing.
It just tells us how much more work we have to do.
And we got to check people too.
In all areas.
Yeah, we got to check people too.
And speak truth to power.
That's right. We see a behavior like that. Now, I need your badge number.
Yeah.
And we need to call that behavior on the carpet. Because I feel like if you're going to treat me like that, how do you treat black and brown people in jail?
Yeah.
How do you treat black and brown people in prison? If I'm Dr. Ho, the national the traumatologist and the founder and the CEO of Fresh Start that is doing this amazing work, if I'm being treated like that, then what about somebody who's caged in a cell?
I had the opportunity to do the reentry simulation, bro, and they gave me the opportunity to talk to the staff after the simulation was over. And I told the staff that the vast majority of the people that are in prison, the interaction that they have with anybody that is going to model their future is other inmates and the guards that come to their cell every day.
Yeah.
So do you want them to model you or other inmates?
Wow. Yeah, struggle is certainly real. We got a lot of work to do. But we're not going to lose hope. We're going to keep pressing on. We're going to keep working hard.
There's good people there.
There are good people, and you're right.
A lot of people are more moving toward reentry
and
a heart toward us having a future and our learned experiences being important.
Yeah. So we're going to keep hope alive. We're going to keep pressing on. We believe that everyone deserves a new beginning. And we want to encourage our brothers and sisters who may be listening in on their tablets or whatever type of technology you have, that we want you to keep hope alive. We want you to continue to keep pressing on. Start planning your future now. If you're getting ready to come out, don't wait till the last minute.
That's right.
Start working 6 months in advance. Talking to employers, felony-friendly employers, getting some training, getting to some vocational school. By the way, you do know you can be an engineer without a degree, and you can be a carpenter, and you can be an electrician and a plumber, and all those great things. That's paying 6 figures without a degree. So. We want you to be encouraged. Continue. Listen, the Empowerment Clinic is coming on. If you're getting out in a few days or you recently got out last month, listen, there is a clinic for you on March 23rd. So you can now go to our website at www.freshstartinternational.org. We have the flyer there as well. So go check it out. We want to be able to make a blessing. All right. Tom, what we have, anything else in the community?
Yeah, I got a Market on the Move going on right now. Amphi Bible Church. We got 60 pounds of produce for your $10 donation. Come out there. You're going to have to share it with your neighbors and create some community in your community and start to get to know somebody who lives next to you because it'll spoil otherwise. So come on out there. We'll pray over your car and pray over you, and we'll talk to you and tell you all the other stuff we get to do.
All right, you heard it. Listen, we thank all of our partners being with us and listening to us. We thank for all those who are supporting the Fresh Start movement. Let's help as many people not go back to prison and impact recidivism. All right, we're out. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for the family of the 106 The Groove, bringing our show to our city. Continue to believe in the movement. No matter what has happened in the past, you can have a fresh start. God bless.